Let us revise mean value theorems, the Rawls theorems and the Lagrange's mean value theorem. First question, we have f of x as sin s per 4x plus cos s per 4x and the given interval is of the first quadrant. So we'll write f of x as sum of two continuous functions. So we know sin x is continuous everywhere, cos x is also continuous everywhere. This is from properties of sin x and cos x. These are continuous and everywhere. So their fourth parts, they are also continuous everywhere. So f of x is sum of two continuous functions is continuous everywhere. Continuous everywhere. In particular, for the closed interval 0 to pi by 2. Second, we'll write f of x. This is sum of two differentiable functions. Sin x and cos x are differentiable also. These are differentiable everywhere. In particular, for the open interval 0 to pi by 2. Third, f of 0. Sin 0 is 0, cos 0 is 1. So this will be 0 plus 1, that is 1. And f of pi by 2, that will be sin pi by 2 1, cos will be 0. So this is 1. So we have f of 0 is equal to f of pi by 2. This is a, this is b. So this function satisfies all the three conditions of Rawls theorem. Therefore Rawls theorem is applicable to the function. Now we find out the derivative. It's 4 sin cube of x into cos x plus 4 cos cube of x into minus sin x. And what is the result of Rawls theorem? It's f dash of c equal to 0. That is 4 sin c into cos c into sin square c minus cos square c. This is 0. This is 2 into 2 sin c cos c. Let's take minus sign out. Minus 1 cos square c minus sin square c. This is equal to 0. This is 2 minus 2. 2 sin c cos c. This is sine of 2c. So this is sine 2c. Cos square c minus sin square c. This is cos of 2c. This is 0. Again 2 sin theta cos theta is sine of 2 times theta. Sine of 4c equal to 0. The given interval is from 0 to pi by 2. So we have 0 less than value of c lies in open interval. So we write 0 less than c less than pi by 2. So what about 4c? This will be between 0 and 2 pi. Now sine function has value of 0 at 0 degrees. So this means 4c is 0 or at pi, or 4c is 2 pi. But these do not belong to open interval. So we reject this and this. So we are left with only one value, 4c equal to pi or c is equal to pi by 4. So this belongs to open interval 0 to pi by 2. This is how we verify Rawls theorem for this. This is polynomial part and second is exponential function. So how do we explain? We explain that f of x is product of a polynomial function and an exponential function. Polynomial function is continuous and differentiable everywhere. Similarly, exponential function is also continuous and differentiable everywhere. So we write the first two conditions, that it's continuous in closed interval 1 to 3 and differentiable in open interval 1 to 3. We find out f of 1. F of 1, this will be 0, so this will be 0. F of 3 similarly, this part is 0, 0 into this will be 0. So we have f of 1 equal to f of 3. So this function satisfies all the three conditions 1, 2, 3 of Rawls theorem. Therefore Rawls theorem is applicable. So what is the result of Rawls theorem? Therefore there exists at least one c which belongs to open interval 1 comma 3 where derivative of function is 0. Let us differentiate the function. It's product of two functions. So first function into derivative of second plus second function into derivative of first. Taking e raised power 2x common, this is 2x square minus 8x plus 6 plus 2x minus 4. It's e raised power 2x square minus 6x plus 2. Taking 2 common, it's x square minus 3x plus 1. So the exponential part e raised power 2x, this is never equal to 0. So only possibility is that this is 0. So this gives us x equals to minus b plus minus root of b square minus 4ac upon 2 into 1. That's 3 plus minus root 5 by 2. Root 5 is roughly 2.2. So if we consider plus sign, so it will be more than 3. So 3 plus root 5 we reject. So 3 plus root 5 by 2. This will be 3 plus 2.2 approximately. That's 5.2. That's 2.6. Okay. So we accept this value since this lies in the interval from 1 to 3. This belongs to open interval 1 to 3. What about minus sign? This is 3 minus root 5 by 2. So that is 3 minus roughly 2.2 upon 2. This is 0.4, which doesn't belong to the open interval 1 comma 3. So this is the value 3 plus root 5 by 2. This is value of C, and this is how we verify. Next question, we have to verify Rolle's theorem for sin x minus cos x, and this is how we explain. Sin x is continuous everywhere, in particular for the closed interval pi by 4 to 5 pi by 4. Similarly, cos x continues from minus infinity to plus infinity, plus in particular from pi by 4 to 5 pi by 4. Second, sin x and cos x are differentiable everywhere, in particular for the open interval from pi by 4 to 5 pi by 4. So f of x being difference of two differentiable functions is differentiable in this open interval. Third, we find out f of pi by 4. Sin pi by 4 is 1 by root 2 minus 1 by root 2. This is 0. And we find out f of 5 pi by 4. This is minus 1 by root 2 minus 1 by root 2. This is also 0. Therefore, f of pi by 4 is equal to f of 5 pi by 4. The function satisfies all the three conditions of Rolle's theorem. Therefore, Rolle's theorem is applicable, according to which, therefore, we write there exists at least one C which belongs to open interval pi by 4 to 5 pi by 4, where f dash of C is equal to 0. Let's find out f dash of x. It's cos x plus sin x multiplying dividing by root 2. This is 1 by root 2 into cos of x plus 1 by root 2 into sin of x is 1 by root 2 can be written cos of pi by 4 into this is cos of x plus this is sin pi by 4 into sin of x. This is root 2. Cos a cos b plus sin a sin b is cos of a minus b, x minus pi by 4. Now f dash of c is equal to 0. This means cos of c minus pi by 4 is 0. Now value of cos function, this is 0 at 90 degrees. So this means c minus pi by 4 is pi by 2, or c is equal to pi by 2 plus pi by 4. That's 3 pi by 2. And 3 pi by 2 belongs to the open interval pi by 4 to 5 pi by 4. This is how we verify Rolle's theorem. We have to prove Rolle's theorem in the interval 0 to 2 pi for function sin x minus sin 2x. So this is how we explain. F of x is difference of two continuous functions. Therefore, f of x is continuous everywhere, in particular for the closed interval 0 to 2 pi. Similarly, f of x being difference of two differentiable functions is everywhere differentiable, in particular for open interval 0 to 2 pi. Third, we find out f of 0. This is 0. F of 2 pi, that's also 0. So we have f of a equal to f of b. This function satisfies all three conditions of Rolle's theorem. Therefore, Rolle's theorem is applicable to the function Now we have to find derivative of the function. This is cos x minus 2 cos of 2x. According to Rolle's theorem, there exists at least one value c belonging to the interval 0 to 2 pi where f dash of c is 0. That's cos of c minus 2 cos of 2c is 0, or cos c minus, now what is cos of 2c? It's 2 cos square of c minus 1, this is 0, minus 4 cos square c plus cos c plus 2 is 0, or 4 cos square c minus cos c minus 2, this is 0. Let's use quadratic to find out value of cos of c. This is minus b plus minus root of b square minus 4ac upon 2 into 4, that is 8. It's 1 plus minus root of 33 upon 8. So this is cos of c. From this we can find out c. We are given f of x polynomial function. Rolle's theorem holds with value of c equal to this. We have to find values of p and q. So f of 1, this is equal to f of 3. This is condition of Rolle's theorem. If Rolle's theorem holds, this means all the conditions of Rolle's theorem are satisfied, including f of a equal to f of b. Let's find out f of 1 and equate to f of 3. This is 1 minus 6 plus p plus q. This is equal to f of 3. 27 minus, this will be 9 into 450, 9 into 654 plus 3p plus q. This gives us first equation in p and q. Minus 5 plus 27. This is 2p, and this gives us value of p. This is 11. So we get value of p as 11. Now we find out f dash of x. This is 3x square minus 12x plus p. And what is f dash of c? This is the result of Rolle's theorem. F dash of c is 0. So that means 3 into c, 2 plus 1 by root 3 whole square, 12 into 2 plus 1 by root 3, and plus p, this is 0. This is 3, 4 plus 1 by 3 plus 4 by root 3, minus 24 minus 12 by root 3, and plus p, this is 0. So this will not give us any value of p. But let's see what is this. This is 12 plus this is 1 and 12 by root 3 minus 24 minus 12 by root 3 and plus p. We substitute value of p as 11, and this is equal to 0. So this is satisfied. So this means p is 11 and q can be any real number. This is how we get values of p. We are to verify Lagrange's mean value theorem for f of x is equal to log of x in the given interval 1 to e. So this is graph of log of x. Log of 1 is 0 and log of number which is less than 1 is negative. So this is the graph. So from the graph it's clear that from 1 to e it's a continuous function as well as a differentiable function. So this is f of x being log function is continuous in closed interval 1 to e and differentiable in open interval 1 comma e. Therefore this function satisfies both the conditions of LMB. Now what is the result of Lagrange's theorem? It's f dash of c is equal to f of b minus f of a upon b minus a. F of x is log x, so f dash of x is 1 by x. F dash of c 1 by c. F of b, f of e is log of e to the base e minus f of a is log of 1 to the base e upon b minus e, that's e minus 1. 1 by c is log of e to the base e is 1, log of 1 is 0. So this gives us c is equal to e minus 1, and c is equal to e minus 1. This belongs to the open interval from 1 to e, because e is roughly 2.7, e minus 1, that will be 1.7. 1.7 lies in this interval. So Lagrange's mean value theorem holds with c equal to e minus 1. F of x here is x square minus 6x and plus 1. This is a polynomial function, and we know every polynomial function is everywhere continuous and everywhere differentiable. So this is also continuous and differentiable everywhere. In particular, for the closed interval 1 comma 3, continuity in closed interval, differentiability in open interval. So this function satisfies both the conditions of Lagrange's theorem, therefore Lagrange's theorem is applicable. Next, we have to find coordinates of point at which the tangent is parallel to chord joining this point and this point. Now, tangent is parallel to chord means we have to find out point C of Lagrange's mean value theorem. So this is the question. This is A is 1, minus 4 is f of A, B is 3, and f of A is minus 4, and f of B or f of 3, that is minus 8. F dash of x, that's 2x minus 6. F dash of C, this is equal to f of B minus f of A upon B minus A. F dash of C means 2C minus 6. F of B, that's minus 8, minus f of A is minus 4 upon B minus A, that's 3 minus 1, which is 2. So 2C minus 6, this is minus 4.2 minus 2, or 2C is 4 or C is 2. So C is x coordinate of the point. What about y coordinate? Y coordinate will be f of C. Let's find out f of C. F of C is here C square, that is 2 square minus 6 into 2 plus 1, that's 5 minus 12 minus 7. So point is 2 comma minus 7. Point on the curve where tangent is parallel to the chord joining points 1 minus 4 and 3 minus 8, that point is 2 comma minus. We have cubic polynomial. So it's a polynomial function, therefore it's continuous everywhere, in particular for the closed interval 0 to 1. Second, so first it's continuous everywhere, in particular in this interval. Second, this function being polynomial is everywhere differentiable, in particular for the open interval 0 to 1. So A is 0, B is 1. Let's find out f of 0. F of A is f of 0, that is 3. F of B or f of 1, that is 1 minus 2 minus 1 plus 3, that is 1. So we have f of A, f of B. So since function satisfies both the conditions of Lagrange's theorem, therefore Lagrange's mean value theorem is applicable to the function, according to which f dash of C is f of B minus f of A upon B minus A. Now f dash of x is 3x square minus 4x minus 1. F dash of C, that's 3c square minus 4c minus 1. F of B minus f of A upon B minus A. 3c square minus 4c minus 1, this is minus 2, that's 3c square minus 4c plus 1 is 0, or 3c square minus 3c minus c plus 1, this is 0. Taking 3c common, then minus sign common, we have c minus 1 into 3c minus 1, which is 0. So this gives us c equals to 1, or c is 1 by 3. This doesn't belong to the open interval 0 to 1, but this belongs to open interval 0 to 1. So therefore Lagrange's mean value theorem holds with value of c equal to 1 by 3.